Hello there. I'm doing a dread tutorial today on how to make your dreads legit and fabulous. I've been watching lots of videos on YouTube here, and there's a lot of good ones, but there's more so a lot of really shitty ones. Um, um, well, I guess we could start off here by saying if you want dreads, make sure you think about it because it is a very, very large commitment. And if you want them to look good, it's even more of a commitment. You have to not just really, really, really work hard on your dreads, but you need to more so know what you're doing. And I noticed that there's a lot of people that do not know what they're doing, and so that's why I am posting this video, and it is to help you have dope looking dreads. I've had my dreads now for, I'm going on, I think I'm a couple months away from the 5-year mark, and my dread journey was quite the journey. I mean, when I first got my dreads, they weren't sectioned properly, which was fine. I mean, I'm very grateful for the people that helped me start my dreads out. And they were back combed and sort of just left at that. I mean, a couple months after I first got them, I got locked up for 6 months, and they just sort of went to shit. I didn't really know how to take care of them. My roots grew out really, really long, probably about that long, and I got out and really didn't know what to do. I heard rumors about a crochet hook. I didn't really know how to use one, or I didn't really fit the pieces together. And once I did find a crochet hook, it was way too large. It was like, 2.0 millimeter. But eventually, I got some help by a good friend of mine, and put my dreads together and pulled in all the loose hairs, and now they've become what they are today. I'll sort of give you a little glimpse on them. They're pretty tight. I'd like to think so. I hope so. How much I work on them. But here's the fabulous beauties. If you want to see, they're about that long. Oh, they're so nice. You can dye them. I got some hair wraps. Pull around this way. They're just nice and sturdy and good, and I love them. I actually shaved the sides of my head. I haven't done it for a while, but I have some cool like mushroom tattoos on my head, and I'll get a little closer so maybe you can see. Maybe you can see. Probably not. But yeah, they're quite the dreadlock. I love them. They're fresh. They're nice and fresh, and they're my babies. So basically, what we're gonna do here, hello Matt, that's my homie Matt, is we'll get started with, we'll talk about over crochet hooking, we'll talk about rubbing, we'll talk about back combing, teasing the hair by twisting and pulling, all sorts of different techniques. I mean, basically you want to find what works best for you and for your hair, because it all comes down to whether your hair is really coarse, really thick, really thin, the size you want for your dreads. A lot of the dread work that I do on people is actually repairing. I run into a lot of people that I have to fix their dreads, and they have tons of bubbles and like the big loops of hair that come out. Those are, I call them bubbles. Pulling those in, frizzies or flyaways, loose hairs, whatever you want to call them. No matter what, you're going to have those to an extent, but I'll show you a way that you can prevent a lot of those and keep them pulled in. On my other videos, we'll go over how to keep your dreads clean, but for now, we'll just basically get into how to have dreads and make dreads and somewhat take care of them. So first off, what you really want to do if you're having dreads is I think that sectioning is vital. I mean, I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways, and so like I get down to the last hair with sectioning by making perfect little squares all across the head. I'll start in the back of the head. Mine aren't really done like that, but I'll start in the back of the head, and I'll start with 3 to 4, 5 little squares, and I will layer them like you would bricks. And I'll start from the back and go up and work my way into the front of the head. Basically, you want to get the hair. You find the hair, and once you section it out nice and good into your square or whatever, however you want to do it. Then you will tease it. So you'll get it and back comb it, back comb it, back comb it, roll it out, and then I maybe do that 2-3 times, no more than that, because you can tease it and you can back comb it to where it's super short, but you sort of have the control of that. So I try not, no matter what, when you tease it, it's going to come up and be a lot shorter. But then when you palm roll it out, it's going to get long. That's probably one of the only times that I'll use wax. You don't really want to use wax, but if you do, I mean, beeswax or hemp wax is what I would use, and just a smid of it, like rub it into your hand to where you can't even really see it, and then roll it in, and that just sort of keeps it a little sticky and moist, but not you don't want to overkill. You don't want your dreads to be wax dreads. Yeah, so then once you do that, then I mean, and this will skip up a lot of stuff. I mean, you could back comb your whole head and roll it out and let your dreads sit and lock up that way, but it's going to take a lot of time. You need to get a cool bag like one of these. Whoa, yep, there it is. One of these holds all your stuff. Those are glow sticks because they're cool and they light up. But let me find it. Okay, here's the crochet needle that I use. I actually use it is a teeny itty bitty little crochet needle, and it is 0.75 millimeter. Now you'll hear some people say that crochet hooking your dreads is bad. Yes, to an extent. There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. You can over crochet hook your dreads, and you don't want them to tear. You can feel it tearing. But basically what you want to do is, I keep the hook part away from me, facing out and away, and I'll get the dread, and you start at the root and you stick it through as so, and then you want to pinch by squeezing, and then I'm getting that dread, and then pull, and you'll feel it tighten, and you can learn to go fast and it'll lock up more, and then twist the dread a little to get all the way around it. Move your hand if you need to from up to down to get every angle that you can. You don't really want to keep twisting the dread one direction constantly. I mean, you want to keep it where it's at, but you can twist it to get one end, twist it to get the other end, but always keep it the same. You want to keep it the same way. And so, yeah, I mean, and you just work your way down. When it's soft and it's fresh, it's real easy to get in a good flow. You'll find how to use your hands and to keep it so that you don't want to have this hand necessarily away from this hand when you're pulling, because then if it pulls through and you aren't ready for it, you could rip the dread out. So like I keep my hands together and use my wrist and my fingers to sort of have more control, I guess you could say, over how much force I am having when I pull the hair through. But the crochet hook is great. It's also a good way to get a lot of the loose hairs. You'll see people with tons of flyaways up here, and then you just pull the hair. I don't have any of them because I work on my hair like crazy, but you find the hair that fits into the dread, find that dread, and then you stick it through, and you can. I'm pushing against my top finger, and that's where the hairs are. They're on this finger right here, and I'm sliding it. Boom! It's pulling them in, pulling them in, pulling them in, and you can feel it pull them in, and then you can look. That's the only time I'll really use a mirror too, is I'll look to see those hairs. But other than that, I mean, you really don't even need to look. You can just do it by feel, and that will also help your dread lock up. But like I said, you can over crochet hook. You could sit there and crochet, 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 and you'll start to feel hairs rip, and you'll get weak dreads. As you can see, I have really skinny dreads. Not too skinny. I mean, I've seen skinnier, but I have ran into some problems, like with this one, where it is getting weak. Those weak points. With those weak points, I mean, there's not too much you can do. I mean, you could get other hair, or you could get like synthetic hair and put it on it and patch it in. That's one way to take care of it. Another way that I found is, let's see, I just did one last night. Let's find it. It's this one right here. it had a really weak spot right here, and so I just, you know, made a cool little hemp patch, but it also looks cool, so like it goes hand in hand. A lot of my hemp work on my hair are patches for dreads that were about to break off or did break off. So I mean, basically that's the best thing. Now another thing is, let's say that the world ends and you do not have a crochet hook, and that's the way you took care of your dreads. You think you're doomed. You think that your life is over and there's nothing you can do about it. But no, it is not, because that is where the rubbing technique comes in, and it is very handy. I actually use the rubbing technique on my dreads before I crochet hook the roots when I maintain them. Probably, I don't know, I'd say I do my roots probably every like 6 to 8 weeks. It takes quite a while, but basically when the root starts to grow in, if you do not have a crochet hook, and I would recommend doing this anyway, even if you do have a crochet hook, doing this more so than crocheting. Crocheting is mainly just to tighten up weak spots and pull in loose hairs, and I mean, you want to try to let them do their own thing to an extent, but rubbing is great. So it's basically what you want to do is, when the root comes out, I get it between my fingers as so, and I'll have like the bottom of my fingers right where the top of the hair is that connects to the dread before it's dreaded, and I'll rub it clockwise, and I'll keep rubbing it clockwise in circles, and I'm putting lots of pressure on my head, pushing down while rubbing it, and then after that I'll roll it side to side, left to right, and squeezing really tightly, and then I'll go the opposite way, and I'll go counterclockwise. Rub it, and you'll feel the pressure and the heat on your head, and that's how you know that it's working pretty good. And then you'll roll it left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And it will be a little softer. It won't lock up like tight like it would with a crochet hook. But that's fine, because as it grows out, it's going to lock up. It's already locked up a little bit from that, and it just sort of rats it and puts it together and makes it more, I don't know, like bundled up. I mean, a lot of people use wool or whatever on their head. You don't really need to do that. I mean, rubbing, you can just do it with your hand. If you have just hair, you could rub it and then section it with your fingers, I guess, if you want to do it that way. Some people like I've met hippies that like their hair they just let it go. They don't really care if it's sectioned right. They don't really use a crochet hook. They just let it be. But this is a good way to work on your dreads if you want to be that way. And you can just, you know, rub them. This is when I found that my dreads are the healthiest, is from rubbing them. But as they grow out, you know, you will have, if you just rub only, you will have a lot more loose hairs than you would per se crochet hooking. And that's why I sort of use a little bit of both. I'll rub, and then I'll crochet hook to pull in the loose hairs. And so far it's worked out really well for me. Until next time, sayonara. Have a nice night or evening and a good Halloween. Next time we'll touch on washing dreads and how cool dreads are, and yeah, we'll just touch on all that. Oh yeah, we'll get on to hair wraps, and also designs that you can do with your dreads by braiding them different ways. Yeah, that's about it. Peace out. All right, Matt.